started making names right away. And I loved it. I was robbing drug dealers and taking their gold right off their neck. And the shit we did, who's going to call the police on you? A drug dealer?
I can identify with anything that was normal, to be honest with you. But I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah.
99% of the time, you're going to disappear.
Just like the Donnie Brasco situation with Lefty?
Yeah, because the reason why, they figure it this way. You brought this guy around, he ratted on everybody, now he ratted on you. You might turn around and join him and rat on us, so we get rid of you, there's no connection between there and there, and they get rid of you.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Bob.
Everyone minded their own business, It's just he was a loudmouth, so you always knew him. And then because of the guys I was around, he would always come and want to talk to me, and like I was his buddy and shit. And you can get filled up with Sammy real quick and want to chase him,
My mouth shut.
Yeah.
My mouth shut.
We were talking about a situation. You said he was taking advantage of some younger inmates that were in there.
Oh yeah, these two guys, they were loaded. They had a lot of money. When I say a lot, I mean hundreds of millions of dollars. Sammy would, these were young kids, never been in trouble in their lives, and lived like kings. So going from that to prison, and bam, they smack right into Sammy the Bull. So they're scared, but they're also like, like, wow, this is Sammy the Bull. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But he started getting them to bring tobacco and coke in, through the visiting room. And I was telling him, Sammy, why are you going to jeopardize these kids, man? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Why would you do that? And he just, he'd sneak them he'd roll these little cigarettes with Bible paper. That's what he'd use. He'd crinkle up Bible paper and use it as rolling papers. And,
Was he known to do drugs a lot?
Just, he'd snort coke, and I know that he liked weed. He used to talk about that, but I mean, I wasn't involved with any of that shit with him, and I just, he was like a magnet for heat,
Yeah, they were on him every day, probably.
Right, and in any incident that happened, it was never his fault. It was always someone else's,
Yeah.
So, yeah, he just, he got no respect for anybody. It's all about himself. He's all about money. It's not, he's not compassionate. His little bullshit about, drug addiction and blah, blah, blah. Come on, he's a fraud. I mean, he's 100% phony motherfucker. He doesn't care about nobody. He didn't talk to his daughter for years because she was with a black guy. And, but as soon as she got on this Mob Wives, I think that was the show. As soon as she started getting popular, bam, he wanted her to come visit, and he started talking to her on the phone, and what can you do? He was always wanting to talk to producers, and what can you do for me? And I mean, it was like, it's like, come on, man.
Some people are just like that, man. And,
yeah.
I'm positive he was not happy about that.
Oh no, his daughter.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't at all. No, he'd talk about it all the time. He says, "Oh, it disgusts me," and all this bullshit. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Who wants to hear him whining?
Yeah, like he's like a big child. It seems like he cries a lot when he goes on his channel.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Any motherfucker that's going to involve his son and daughter in illegal activities is a fucking scumbag. And that's the bottom line. I mean, how are you going to involve your wife, your daughter, and your son and get them all indicted? I mean, it's crazy.
After you get out of the trouble you were in before.
Right. Yeah, and it's just insane. It's just because he wanted to be the big shot, and wanted to start his own gang, the Devil Dogs. I mean?
He's still trying to do the same shit, man. I believe he still has his own mafia.
Yeah, the little gangsters, he calls them.
Yeah, Schmiegel is the boss, right?
Yeah, he's the boss. He's the boss. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be crazies that would even, give him the time of day, and believe some of this shit that he's saying. And I understand, I guess, the public believe in it because they don't know how prison is or how it works inside. So they don't, they're going to believe whatever the guy says. I mean, that's because they don't know anything else. But if they, lived a day in my life in prison, they'd see right through him, then
sure,
it's a shame.
So before you were in jail or in prison with Sammy the Bull, how were these guys like Vic Amuso and all the bosses? How did they think about Sammy? Because you were around that area when he cooperated, right? You were in prison with these guys.
Yeah, he's a piece. They knew he was a piece of shit. Like Vic would never go to he'd always send Gaspipe to talk to him because Vic didn't want to have nothing to do with him. He thought the guy was a fucking retard. Excuse me, I don't want to say that word, but that's what he would say.
Hey man.
Yeah, he didn't want to. He didn't give him the time of day. But yeah, no, all the guys I was around, we're all pretty good guys. I mean, laid back, like Barney Belelmo. He real quiet, respectful. I used to, chat with him and while we were in the law library and, do some research with him. And
how is he in person? Laid back? Are they like real laid back gentlemen?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like Vic is a good man, very respectful, very polite to everyone. He doesn't see race. He doesn't, he's just a nice guy to everyone. John Riggy from your area, politest man I ever met in my life. This guy was he was a real nice person. I had met his family and, in the visiting room and all of them just real nice people. So, I mean, the stories you read in papers or hear in the news, I mean, and who knows? I mean, I don't know. They could have butchered 100 people. I don't know. But when I was with them and incarcerated, they were very upstanding and good guys. All of them. I mean, all of them. Fat Tony Salerno, Tony Ducks, Christy Tick. I mean, all these guys are just very polite.
What about Nicky Scarfo? When's the first time you came across Nicky Scarfo?
When he got out of, I believe it was ADX, they had sent him to Atlanta from ADX. And I was introduced to him, and little skinny old fella. Oh, Nicky.
With a Napoleon complex. Do you think he has a Napoleon complex?
No, I don't. I don't think he does. Not my definition of Napoleon complex. I don't think he does. I mean, he's Nicky Scarfo. That's he doesn't have to have a Napoleon complex.
Yeah, he's passed away now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's too bad.
Who are some of the other people that were locked up with you from Philadelphia?
Sal Merlino, Skinny Joy's dad. Another guy. He was real quiet. Would spend a lot of time in a cell reading books. That lying piece of shit, Bobby fucking ass white fucking Louise. I don't know if you know him.
What? Yeah, I do know him.
Sorry. I feel sorry for him.
He's been caught in a bunch of lies, man.
Well, he lied on me. He lied on me bad.
Do you want to tell me the story of what happened when you were locked up with Mr. Luisi?
Well, first of all, he was I don't know how to even put it. He was a filthy guy. He was just, he could take a shower, get dressed, and come out of his cell, and he looked dumpy and just dirty. He was just, hair always out of place. I mean, just he looked like a nightmare. And but yeah, he would, act like he was somebody, but he'd never go to. I don't believe that he one time spoke to Vic the entire time he was there, not once. Nobody wanted to mess with him. I mean, and I don't know if it's true, but allegedly he paid Skinny Joy to get a button. So
I've heard that on the streets.
yeah,
That's
anybody that would give him a button is a fool. And I don't know this guy Skinny Joy. I know who he is, but if he actually did that, I mean, come on, man. I mean, this guy. He involved me in 3 murders in Philadelphia, and I was in prison. I mean, are you a serious guy? Come on, man.
How did he try to do that?
Just talking, and he put it in his little bullshit book. He put in this whole, Nikki, gets out of ADX. Nikki thinks he's still the boss, and there's certain rules that you have to follow and so on and so forth. Like a boss can't be dethroned or killed or anything like that. He's the boss for life, right? Unless this group of guys all agree. So he says that he's still the boss, and so he comes to me because he had heard that I had this guy Vic's ear and wanted me to talk to Vic about it. And I'm like,
how come he didn't just go right to Vic?
Vic don't talk to nobody. He don't talk to the wall. So, I mean, it takes Vic's pretty closed mouth when it comes to anything that pertains to organized crime and things like that.
Yeah. So what exactly did Nicky Scarfo want you to say to Vic?
Wanted me to say that Vic. He wanted me to explain to him that Nicky's still the boss, and that Skinny Joey is there illegally, and that he wants help to secure his position.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent word to Carmine Gigante and said that, and I don't know if this is true or not, but he said that Carmine agreed with him, and Vic agreed with him. So that got back to Skinny Joey, I guess. I mean, they had Mike Tassetta, who was the underboss of the Lucchese's in Jersey, and I think he sent word to Skinny Joey, and they wanted to do some negotiating and talking, and but Nicky, he wanted to kill everybody. That's all Nicky wanted to do.
Yeah, he said he wanted to just kill everybody.
Yeah. Nicky's legitimate. I mean, he's like 5'3", but he's a legitimate tough guy. I mean, he was. I think that he was probably, out of everyone that I've ever met, was probably. I mean, you could feel the dangerousness, or that the potential of danger with him.
Yeah.
Even though he weighed 80 pounds. He
killed a guy with a butter knife, man.
Oh yeah. I believe it. I mean, yeah, he's
in a diner in front of everybody, stuck it right through his neck.
Yeah, he's that type of guy, I'm sure. Yeah, but he was always very cordial, very respectful. And I got along with all of them. I got along with all of them. I mean, I got close to to a lot of them, and I haven't, I've never talked disparagingly about them. They're all very respectful.
Let's talk about Joey Testa.
Oh, what about Joey?
So, you were in the prison when this helicopter incident happened, right?
No, I wasn't in the prison when that happened.
No, you were in prison when this.
Oh yes, yeah.
So you want to explain to the people out there what took place with the helicopter? What I'm even talking about?
Oh, they tried to get Joey Testa involved in a plot to escape, and he was locked down because of it. He was under investigation for several months in the hole. They had found a helicopter, or they had yeah, the helicopter was found in Indiana, Terre Haute, Indiana, and the pilot, and I believe they allowed it to take off or land. They had informants telling the feds what was going on before it happened, so they were already aware of it, and they let it mostly play out. But then they arrested, they charged 3 or 4 people in it, and I don't think they ever officially charged Joey, but Joey had,
Didn't
Joey was going to go.
didn't the helicopter clip the barbed wire and crash?
I don't know if that was in Terre Haute or if that was in with Ben Kramer out in Florida.
It was
Ben
Ben Kramer was the same person, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think that it happened like that in Terre Haute, but it did in Florida. Yeah, the pilot hit the razor wire and crashed.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, Ben Kramer. He had a lot of cash, and he's a drug smuggler or drug dealer, and boat. He was a boat builder. He sold cigarette boats to like the Coast Guard and the Miami Vice type boats.
Yeah.
He had a boat yard that built them. At the same time, he made his boats a little bit faster so he could smuggle marijuana in. I mean, his case is some outrageous, 800,000 pounds of marijuana or something like that.
It's insane. He's
Yeah.
still in prison, right?
Yeah, him, and then he had a co-defendant, Rick Wayne. He was a national funny car champion, and Randy Lanier, I think he was the 1985 Rookie of the Year for Indianapolis 500. He had a lot of big name co-defendants.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Damn.
for real.
There's so many stories you have.
Yeah, I probably do.
For real.
But yeah, but me and Vic were real close. I was real close with Vic. Good guy. He didn't like Gaspipe,
What's some of the stuff he would say about Gaspipe?
No, it just sickened him. I mean, it sickened him because he was like his brother. They were very close, and for him, at the end, he thought that Gaspipe was the one that set him up to get caught. They were on the lam, and they had certain times and phone numbers where they would go to a payphone so they could communicate, and he had a time set up in a shopping center, and went to the payphone, and there he looked up and he seen this female, and she looked suspicious, but she was an FBI agent.
Welcome. What's good, everybody? So Bobby is going to join me in a minute, and he's going to answer some questions for you guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate you. What's up, everybody? So I've been watching that with you guys, and I'm just waiting for Bobby to jump on here, and he's going to answer some questions for you guys. I'm sure you have a lot of questions for him, so he'll be up here in a minute. What's good, Gianni? Catalano, what's up? Claudio, Angela, right winger, how are you? Steve, what's up? Jose, how are you, man? What's good with you? Pew, pew. Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you guys are all having a great time. It's crazy out here right now. There's crazy winds, and it's starting to get really cold, and freezing rain, normal shit. Yeah, it was live, man. It was kind of live, kind of. But he should be on here in a minute joining me, and he's going to answer some questions for you guys. If you guys have any questions for him, get your questions ready. And you're snowed in. Don't forget your merch. Never forget your merch. So if you guys don't know, I was able to pull it off. The toy drive thing, everything was a success. And it went really good. Kenneth, what's up, man? Montauk, what up, bro? Kingdom, what's up, man? I got some good stuff for you guys. Hopefully he'll be here in a minute. He should be here any minute. Yeah, it was great, man. So there were eight. I believe there were 8 kids in the shelter. So I took care of all 8 of them. And then there was extra I don't even know who that is, bro. Andrew. I don't know who you're talking about. Irrelevant people don't get no play over here. So there was 8 kids over there at the shelter. I took care of all of them. Like I hooked them up, all of them. And then there was extra toys for the United Way. So who's on your wall in the drawing? That is Zeus. My grandmother drew that with a pencil a long time ago. It's Zeus. I believe it's Zeus. Yeah, you like the couch, man? The couch is dope, right? I figured, screw it. I'm just gonna sit back on a couch. And if you guys don't know, I started telling different stories. And I have a professional camera. I have the microphones that clip on me. So I've been sitting back telling crazy stories. Like you guys probably won't believe them, but you will, because I tell all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. And it's gonna people are either gonna like it or they're not, you know. But either way, I'm gonna tell my stories and try to get them out there. Cadillac Jack, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. I believe there's an ice storm. Yeah, JC's definitely blowing something, but it ain't the wind. Shout out to the good JC. Partners in Crime knows who I'm talking about. Shit, man. I can't answer right at the moment, man. Oh, JC Capone. Shout out to JC Capone. He's a great guy. We got nothing but positivity going into this next year. You know, I got the book dropping, and I'm going to be involved with different projects, different movies that are going to be coming out, so a different series that's going to be dropping. So I'm going to be involved with a lot of different things. I've been putting in the legwork to get a lot of things done. Yeah, my bad about not scooping you, Jose, man. I had to get the shit done. Like I was like trying to beat the clock with the ice storm and all this shit, you know? Like I was just pressed, bro. That's basically what happened. I got pressed, and I had to get it done. And I was feeling like I had a lot of pressure to get it done, you know? And it was early as hell. It was like 8. It was like, I think I was up at like 7 o'clock this morning. Would you have been up? All right, cool. He's going to be here in 1 second, so get your questions ready, guys. He's going to be here in 1 minute. Bam.
Hey, what's up, Billy?
What's up, Bobby? How are you, man?
Hey, doing all right. Trying to beat this snowstorm.
Yeah, I know. It's starting to come down here. I could see the flakes flying in the air and the temperatures dropping. So it's getting pretty crazy, man. How have you been?
Oh, I've been good. Yeah, we got the snowstorm yesterday. But the after effects today, it's like 36 below wind chill. It's you know the deal. Ice all over the interstate. So
Yeah, man.
yeah.
I've been out in Iowa before, and it was it cold out there? No, it was the summertime when I was there. It was around the 4th of July. It was 2009. I was in Iowa in 2009.
Oh, good deal. Well, come on back.
A lot of people out there might not know who you are. Do you want to maybe give them a little rundown of what you went to prison for? And
We got to do this again?
just a quick brief summary.
No, that's fine. I went to prison for bank robbery. Received 105 months. I was the first person to be sentenced under the new sentencing guidelines. So that's where you do 85% of your time. Right before I was getting released, I copped a new case while incarcerated and went to trial on that case and received a life sentence. And I served 27 years.
Wow, man. That's a long time, bro.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Long time. So there's a lot of people who've been asking about different people that you might have ran across during your time in prison. A lot of people have been asking about Joey the Clown Lombardo.
Yeah. Yeah, I ran across Joey.
Mikey Knows.
Mikey Knows. I don't know about him.
From Chicago. Or Vinny G.
Vinny G. I know a couple Vinny G's.
What about Vinny Gorgeous?
That's who I'm thinking of. Is that who you're talking about?
No, that's somebody else.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Vinny Bassiano.
Right. Yeah, no, Vinny, I know Vinny.
So Vinny Bassiano and Vinny. Oh, wait. Vinny G is Vinny Gorgeous, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So were you with him?
Yes.
How was it with him?
Oh, he was all right. I didn't really. He traveled in the fast lane. I was more in the slower lane.
So like when you were locked up, were you just kicking back and letting time pass, doing your time, and you just go with the program, right? You just go with the flow.
Yeah. I mean, I did a lot of schooling, and I started, some businesses. Got involved in some different businesses.
How about Anthony Sentner?
Sentner? No, but I was with Joey Testa.
Joey Testa from the Gemini twins, right?
Yeah. Anthony's his co-defendant.
Yeah. Did they split them up when they went to prison?
Yeah. When I was with Joey, Anthony was in Texas somewhere, and he was in Terre Haute.
So how was Joey as a person? Was he like a laid back guy?
Oh yeah, real good guy. Worked out a lot. He was a workout fiend. He loved to work out, jog. But yeah, he was well respected within the facility. No nonsense guy. He had a ticket going there, so he'd run. You know how running a football ticket is in the joint.
Yeah.
So he's always busy.
I've won the pool a couple times in the
Oh,
joint.
really?
You get big
Oh,
bags, commissary, walking back. You're like,
yeah.
yeah, man, but that doesn't happen very often, you know. Sometimes it's all
Right.
rigged up and
Yeah.
they make it so the house always wins because they got numbers in there they play, and it's fun to get involved with things like that.
Right.
But when I'm sure you saw a bunch of different situations when you were in prison, like people not paying their debts or checking in. Have you seen a
Right.
lot of things like that?
Yeah, and you know those guys in the federal penitentiary, they'll put $500 on a game and bet 10 games. So I mean, it's just, and it's like that every weekend.
And then they'll
So,
check in, right?
yeah, they'll check in. Yeah, they'll not be able to pay, but otherwise, I mean, and some of them won't check in, and they owe guys like Joey, a lot of money. 8,000, 10,000. That's a lot of money in the joint. And so, then got to deal with that. So I stayed away from that kind of stuff.
How about the Shea brothers from South Boston?
No, I don't know the Shea brothers. I knew the Bain brothers, bank robbers. Neil Bain and his twin brother.
I know that name. I've heard of him before.
Oh yeah, he's crazy.
Would they sit around and tell stories about things that they've done in the past? All these
Oh
different
all the time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There were some crazy stories.
How about Mikey Mancuso as Mikey knows?
Yeah, yeah. Mancuso.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where's he from?
New York. Someone said.
Yeah. No, I don't know him then.
You were with Fat Tony, right?
Yeah, I was with Fat Tony. Yeah.
Fat Tony. What about Tony Ducks?
Yep.
Yeah, you were with all the commission guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So do you want to kind of explain on how you go from being with the commission guys to being with Sammy the Bull? Because people are probably like, what?
Yeah, I had an issue with my left eye. Had to have some work done on it. So I went to Springfield, Missouri. That's where the federal hospital is. And Tony Ducks, Fat Tony, they were there at the same time, and we were able to talk and stuff. And I had been with Chris Finari, Chrissy Tick, and he had sent word letting them know that I was coming there for surgery. So it was pretty cool. They were real nice guys. They never talked about any mob stuff. I mean, it was all just this guy's like this guy's like just. It was funny because they were old, and Tony, he was cantankerous motherfucker. So he just he cussed at everybody. He reminded me of Frank Lucchese. Frank hated everybody. So
Yeah, he's always pissed off, right?
Always pissed off. But I got along with him good because I did law work, and so him and I spent a lot of time in the law library together. But so I was fortunate in that aspect. But all in all, no. But Tony Ducks, Fat Tony, they were gentlemen, real gentlemen. What happened was I was incarcerated in Atlanta, and I was picked up by U.S. Marshals and flown to Iowa, and was taken in front of a grand jury. They were investigating ongoing drug conspiracy and gambling and loan sharking, just a bunch of crimes they wanted to put all together. And I told them, I didn't know any. I didn't actually even go to the grand jury, but I was housed in a small town in a county jail that I think that at most there was maybe 8 people at the height of being busy. Because the town that I was going to, the county jail had individuals that were cooperating against me. So they didn't want to house me there. So I'm in a jail cell or in a jail where the cells are one hallway. So on one side is women and on the other side is men. And I seen a girl get brought in, or I could hear her screaming and yelling, and the food slots were open. I'm looking, so we started chatting, and come to find out, a week later, I find out her name and what she was in there for, which was killing some kids and 3 adults. I learned where the bodies were located, and
She told you where the bodies were located, right?
Right.
And
and I told the government where they could find them at, and so I got a sentence reduction.
So anyone that wants to talk that rat shit and all this and that, man, go ahead with that bullshit, because this dude.
Yeah, I can be a rat. I don't care.
Hey, man.
It is what it is. I am a rat. I mean, I cooperated, and that's that. So I'm not going to have any. There's no pretending. There's nothing.
But the bottom line is, they weren't going to find these bodies unless you gave that bitch up.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't dig that. I'm not into the hitting women and kids and killing kids and women and torturing them, and that shit just don't fly with me. So,
nah.
It is what it is.
Hey, man.
I'm not a saint, but I mean, I got some morals. So, but I mean, as far as the lay of the land goes, is in the penitentiary, and and good solid motherfuckers and all that. I mean, I cooperated. So I'm not going to hide and say I didn't. So I cooperated, and that's that. So I mean, they can call me whatever they want. I don't. I feel, what I did, I was pretty happy, and I was able to speak with the families of the victims, and it made me feel pretty good. So, if they don't like it, fuck them.
I mean, hey, man, there was kids involved, and so what happened is this lady set up this murder of these people because some drug debt and all this, and she got her boyfriend involved. He came in, she pretended to be some Avon sales lady. The boyfriend came in, and they got away with it. They hid the bodies, and they didn't know where the bodies were. He came through, the woman talked to him and told him where the bodies were. They found them. And so where did they take you after you decide I'm gonna show where she put the bodies? Where do they bring you next? Like, what happens?
I went to a protective custody unit, and that's where I ran into Sammy the Bull.
Do you run into him right away?
No, I think I was there. I was there before he was. I'm not exact sure how long, but yeah, no, I was there before he was. And it's not. I mean, people think that it's a WITSEC. A WITSEC, but it's not. That's all bullshit. It's PC. It's protective custody. It's just a unit that's connected to a regular facility, and you're in there. That's all.
How many people are in this place? Estimate.
I'd say 60 at most, and every one of us were, cooperated. So
60.
Yeah,
and they just stay together all the time and do their time.
Yeah, they can't. We never were able to walk the compound or the yard, or regular yard, or anything with any regular prisoners. We were, we had to all stick to ourselves and stay in that unit, and we had a separate yard.
It's me says, what about the money he gave after the trial? What the money who gave?
I don't know.
So how many hours a day are you locked in your cell? Are you able to be out and roam around? Is it a dorm situation, cell situation? Like, how is it?
It's cells. Everyone had a single cell. In a PC unit, everyone had a single cell. And we're able to walk around all day. Locked up at 10 o'clock, get up, unlocked at 6 a.m. So, everyone just sort of like the regular prison. You got this group stays with them, and this group is over here, and this group over there, and you know, uh, Sammy, he would hang out with me a little bit, and I worked a lot, so I didn't hang around him too much. He he could get on your nerves.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what are some of the Sammy the Bull keeps coming out with all this crazy talk, like he was supposed to be the boss now.
Yeah, he's so full of shit. I mean, I was lucky. I was able to be in a regular facility, and then I was able to listen to his bullshit. So I knew a lot more than he thought that I knew, or that I mean, I never told him anything of what I knew, but he, yeah, he's pretty full of himself. He thought he was a big shot, but he's just like me. He cooperated, and there was a couple ex-Aryan Brotherhood guys in there. One of them was a friend of mine who did his tattoos, did Sammy's tats, and they can't walk a regular prison compound ever again. And Sammy says that they gave him the okay to wear a tattoo on his arm. It just, that kind of shit just tickles me. I just, what tickles me worse.
He has all these AV tattoos.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is the best is that these guys that are listening to him talk, they believe all this bullshit, and like he's got the AB in his back pocket or something. and I know the AB, and the AB would chop his head off and roll it down the fucking street if they got just a little bit of an opportunity.
I believe
that. No, that's a fact. Yeah,
I know.
Same with the Emmy. They would do the exact same thing. So, I mean, yeah, I don't. Yeah, listen. If you're gonna
Chicky Chickatelli says, ask him about corn-fed.
Yeah, I love the man. Good guy. That's who. His name's Paul Snyder, and that's who did all the tattoos on Sammy.
Yeah.
And that's who does a lot of those paintings. He does a lot of the paintings, the oil paintings. And he does he's done some of those charcoals that Sammy's claiming that he did.
So Sammy's going around saying these paintings are his, that he did them.
Right.
For his granddaughter or something.
Right. Yeah, for his family, friends, all that. But I mean, that's bullshit, That's another thing. Why not just, hey, listen, I'd be happy to have a painting or a charcoal from corn-fed, I mean, let him sign his name and sell him then, give him some money, help him out. But he wants to take the credit, like, yeah, my whole bid, art kept me sane, and man, get the fuck out of here. All you do is run around and talk about what you used to be, and from all the guys that I was with, Sammy was probably about 2 minutes from getting shot in the back of the head himself. So
this is some of the art.
Yeah, 2 of those I can guarantee you that he did not do. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just, he's full of shit.
So here's a picture of you in prison with these guys. Do you want to name all the guys that are in this picture? People
who is that? So that's Bobby Gallagher, Patty Amato, Fafi Ainella, Nicky Scarfo, Mike Tassetta. Who is that? Oh, Vic Arena and Vic Amuso. The picture looks about pin size on my phone, so I can't see. Yeah, and there's Vic.
So you and Vic used to just work out all the time. You're like workout buddies. You guys hang out all the time, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. I was very close with him.
Were you in the prison when this picture was taken?
Let me see. I don't. No, that's not. That's a new facility.
Yeah, it's a different prison.
Yeah, I can tell by the brick wall.
So, hold on, let me check something. Great show tonight, Maureen. Thank you, Maureen. Tommy Karate was in the front of that one. Yeah, that's at Buckner. Yeah.
Oh, Butner. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many different federal facilities did you go to?
Oh, I was probably in 6, 7, 8. After 20, in the beginning they had stagnation transfers, where they didn't want you in a facility too long, so they'd transfer you after 18 months. When I went in,
Yeah.
there was 5 penitentiaries in the whole United States, and now I think there's 50. So
did you notice a big change in the prison ever since you went in to when you left?
yes, big change. When I went in, it was mostly middle-aged white men. Then slowly it started to become where a lot of the drugs and a lot of the crack epidemic happened. So a lot of the crack people came in. The gang violence started. So a lot of the gang bangers came in. And then the methamphetamine came in, and a lot of meth dealers. And that kind of like took the place kind of a little bit more. They tightened the ropes, I guess I would say. They tightened it down a little bit. And then when they started putting in illegal immigrants, that's when it went crazy. I would say that for every prison where there's 1,000 prisoners, I would say 600 are illegal aliens. 400 are from the United States.
Last time I was in county, it was insane, man.
Yeah, it is insane. So yeah, they illegal immigrants are in all the jails, and just they control them. They're starting to control them because they have the men.
Yeah, I mean the people with the bigger numbers win, basically.
Right, unless you're La Cosa Nostra or the AB.
Were you locked up with Bruno, Alphonse Bruno from Springfield when he went to prison?
No, I wasn't.
He says Bruno was in Allenwood.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he was with Ernie Boy, a buddy of mine. He was in Allen. He used to talk about Bruno.
Yeah, from what Chicky tells me, Bruno was a great guy, and it was kind of sneaky how he got set up and murdered, man. And the stuff that's going on now, it's like to have the guy who had him murdered and cooperate go in the same social club where he had this guy killed. It's blatant disrespect. It's insane.
Yeah. That's on East Coast, right?
Yeah, it's in Springfield, Mass.
Yeah, wasn't John Riggy down there?
He was from Providence, Rhode Island.
Yeah, John Riggy, that was a good guy right there. Real good guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of people you meet that are real stand-up guys. Like you were saying in our other interview, you don't even know that these people committed the crimes that they're in prison for.
Oh, right. No, most of the older guys you just think they're they're grandfatherly. You think of them as bouncing a little grandchild on their knee or something. But they're all very soft spoken, very polite. I went into prison young, and I was fortunate to be from Jersey. John Riggy was from Jersey. Still a great guy. Probably the nicest guy I met in prison, to be honest with you. But anyway, so I got, I was fortunate to be able to be around these guys, and so over the years, I got
Christy Tick, right?
Yeah, that's Chris Fenari. Yeah, only he had bald head. He didn't have no hair. That was my first cellie. But so they like molded me into being I like to think that I'm pretty polite and a gentleman. So, I could have went the other way and, went and got crazy and got tattoos on my forehead and, started talking, crazy, but
Did you see people do that? Like, since your bid, have you seen people like tattoo their whole face and do weird
yeah.
things to
Oh
try
yeah.
to?
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen young guys come in, and join these prison gangs, like dirty white boys, and get all tatted out and get, up on drugs and do crazy. It's insane. But the way they're giving out those sentences, I don't blame them.
That was John Riggy. John Stamfa. You were with Stamfa.
Yeah, I was with John Staffa. Yeah.
Did you ever
Yeah.
talk to him about the things that happened in Philadelphia?
No, not really. Not really. I used to talk to Nicky Scarfo though a lot. He'd bend my ear repeatedly and tell me the same thing over and over. And so, he was the boss and he never gave it up. But I will say that Skinny Joy, who I don't know, but his father, they kind of he got a raw deal in Atlanta.
Sal, right?
Yeah, they didn't disrespect him, but they just didn't, they like put him to the side, didn't really bother with him because Nicky Scarfo was there, and they, were enemies. But he was actually a really good guy, and I used to go into his cell, hang out with him, chat with him, and I used to come and grab him. And I say, let's go out to the compound, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me. So, we, walk around, and he's a good guy. I felt sorry for him.
So would Nicky Scarfo would be talking shit?
Yeah, he'd do it, but he wouldn't. Nicky was told not to. He was told to leave the guy alone, and Nicky, he did, but like he would say wise ass comments and just say some slick shit, and so it just just to put the knife in and turn it, so, but I didn't really like that stuff.
So have you ever seen any of these guys while in prison getting into fights with each other?
Jerry Lang, I seen him when I was in Terre Haute. He hit a guy in the face with his cane.
Let me get a picture of Jerry Lang up so you guys can see who he is.
Oh no, he had about 50 years.
Yeah, at about 50 years. So he's an old man with a cane by this time, right? And what happens?
Oh, they were all fighting. All the old guys, all from they were from New York too. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Started hitting him in the back of the head, right?
Yeah.
While he's in a mop closet or something.
Oh no, that was Greg Scarpa on a different deal. No, this was in the chow hall.
Oh, I've seen some pretty crazy ones in the chow hall.
Yeah, this was an old man though. It was funny. But that Greg Scarpa Jr. He hit Vic in the back of the head.
Yeah, that's right.
In a mop closet, Vic was bent over cleaning out his bowl. The faucet in the mop closet, and Scarpa snuck on him, hit him with a pipe, gave him almost 200 stitches.
Wow. No one was watching his back? No one was watching Vic's back?
No. It happened so quick. Oh no, they got Scarpa Jr. out of Terre Haute within an hour on a helicopter. Because he would have got butchered. Vic was, he was liked by everybody.
Yeah, he's like well liked by everybody around. Like,
right. Yeah.
Chicky wants to know, what do you think of Whitey Bulger murder?
Him being murdered in prison?
Yeah.
Well, I think that it was stupidity on the part of the prison, allowing him to even walk the regular compound. You knew he was going to get killed. It's just a death sentence. It was going to happen. I'm surprised they took responsibility and let him walk the compound.
No, that's wild. They bring him to like the worst place they can possibly bring him.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that was bound to happen. I mean, you can't put a guy that's cooperated into a penitentiary and think it's all going to be okay. Especially somebody with a name like that,
No.
I mean, isn't it in the feds? If you kill a child molester, you already, you're on your way to either the Mexican Mafia or the AB. You know what I mean? So because that's how bad. If you kill a guy like Sammy the Bull, they'll induct you. You become a member.
Probably, yeah, they probably would. They wouldn't even care. They would induct you. They wouldn't care because he's such a high value target. And I believe there's a target on his head until he dies.
Who's that?
Sammy.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that's never going away. Like people, I don't know if people know that. A lot of people support this guy.
Yeah, well, listen, he can talk all that gangster shit he wants. He can be, my name's Sammy and I'm a motherfucking gangster. He can be whatever he wants to be, but I bet he won't walk the streets of New York and say that.
I believe I'm like 95% sure that he's never allowed to go to New York City in his life. It's part of his plea agreement.
Listen, they could give him a private jet down there and $10,000 to go have dinner somewhere, and he ain't getting on that plane.
Yeah,
he talks that gangster shit, but they'll chop his head off so quick. Yeah, he thing about Sammy is Sammy told the truth on some things, but unfortunately he also embellished and told some lies and got some good people, a lot more time than they deserved. So I mean I'm one to, if you're going to cooperate, then tell the truth, don't lie.
And then he tries to backtrack and say, "Oh, I want to help my friend, trying to help this guy." Frankie Loke. What did Frankie Loke and all these guys, did they ever say anything about Sammy?
Frankie Loke hated Sammy so much that he couldn't say his name. He'd choke. I mean, seriously, he had he didn't like Sammy at all. Nobody liked Sammy. I mean, I can't say that not one person said anything good about him. And forget about him cooperating. He just was a piece of shit anyway. You can't trust him. You can't turn your back on him. Hey, Bo, let's go into business together. Yeah, sure, Sammy. The next thing you know, you got a knife in your back.
Christopher Toro says he could come to New York. No one's going to hit him. It's over, fellas. No, it ain't, bro. No, it ain't. He goes, let him go to New York. He will not come to New York. I guarantee you that. I'll put money on it. He won't come to New York. I know other people have put like 10,000, 20,000. He won't come to New York. He won't do it.
Yeah.
Who was it that told him to come up here? It was Miami.
I've been saving my nickels and dimes. I got some money saved up. I'd like to see him do some charcoal work.
Oh yeah, you want to tell him the proposition you have for Sammy out there to make some money?
Yeah, have him come on your show and do a charcoal, do an Al Capone, and if it even looks anywhere like the one that he's selling, I'll give him 25,000.
But you got to do it with the easel facing the camera, Sammy.
Yeah, he can't do it. Yeah, and he can't have little pencil marks all over the paper either.
He's such a fraud, man.
Listen, the guy can't draw a straight line, so I'm not too concerned with it. But if he does, if he takes me up on it, let me know. I'll be more than happy to shoot that 25 to you.
Have you ever seen Sammy the Bull with a paintbrush in his hand?
Have I?
In prison, yeah.
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, once. When he tried to do a straight line. That's why I say he can't paint a straight line.
So he's got his holiday shop open, selling these paintings on his website for $200 a piece.
Yeah, he's a phony. If I bought one of them and found out that he didn't really do it, I'd be demanding my money back.
All of those.
Yeah, he didn't do them.
He didn't do those paintings, people. So whoever got a painting from Sammy the Bull, send that shit back to him because he didn't do it.
I would. It ain't worth nothing. You know, I mean, he's a fraud. You know, he cheats and lies just like he did on the stand. He's doing it now, you know. And he's quick. Hey, he's got a silver tongue, boy. He's quick to lie on everything. I mean, I sit down and I get sick. I can't even listen to his bullshit. I'm thinking, man, that guy is crazy. It's like talking through the toilets in ADX. Come on, man. And they built those toilets specifically to prevent inmates from talking to one another through the toilets. Now, in the old jails, yeah, you could do it all day long. But not there. And he's talking about how, he played chess and, you know, Rook, King 4 and all this bullshit. You know, that he's just so full of shit. You know, when they say an ADX, no human contact, that's what it is. No human contact. You can't hear.
You're not hanging out the bars. You're not talking to people. It's not like that.
Yeah, he's full of shit.
He did a show saying that, like that he was had a contact with the AB in there, right?
With Cornfed. Yeah. He said he was playing chess with Cornfed. Yeah, you know, but Cornfed's a good guy. You know, he's big, strong, crazy fuck.
Why did he end up where Sammy was?
He cooperated. I don't know why. I don't know the story behind it. I didn't ask him. You know, I mean, I just trying to finish my time up and get the hell out of there.
Disgracia says people probably would heckle Sammy, but I doubt they would kill him. I guarantee you they would. There are plenty of people in New York City who want their button, and they would jump on the opportunity to go.
Yeah, I know a few. I know a few guys that you know. I mean, you know, I've met a lot of killers, and there's a few guys that I know would butcher him.
And they would love to do it. They would probably do it for free.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Alan Kaiser. Alan Kaiser is the kid that Sammy the Bull blamed on Louis Melito, on the dead guy. How convenient. Yeah. Let me blame that one on the dead guy.
Yeah. That's too bad.
D-Truth, what's up, man? How are you, bro?
Man, you got all sorts of fans.
Hey, man, you're helping me right along. I heard Sammy's a little bi. Is that true?
Hey, yeah, you know what? I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, I don't know, but there was a couple
going into his cell.
A couple situations where I kind of like hesitated and had to step back for a second, and then over time thinking about it, I mean, it's like classic, you know. Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, if I was a betting man, I'd bet money, you know. But I can't say for sure.
Well, that bullshit about Sammy the Bull. So now he's going on the internet talking about drugs this, drugs that. He was involved with drugs when he was with the Gambinos. He's involved with drugs when he goes with his family. He's crazy. Family. Like, who does that shit? You don't get your family involved with drugs, man.
Yeah, I don't know what he did. That's something I don't understand. I wouldn't involve my son and daughter in anything, you know, let alone drugs.
What about this guy? You know him? Sally D. Laurentiis.
No, I don't. No.
And for all you people out there, Sally D. Laurentiis is not the boss of the Chicago outfit. He, a lot of the feds say that he is, but he's not. The feds say a lot of shit. That's not true, man. They like to spin things.
Yeah, I'm all sorts of things for the feds.
Yeah, you're the consigliere for the Iowa. The Iowa.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. And I just
Yeah, Angel Gotti got a show coming on at 8:15 or 8:30. Make sure everyone goes and checks that out. Angel Gotti. She helped me out a lot with this toy drive. It would not have been anything like it was without her. Honestly, I gotta give credit where credit's due. She helped me tremendously.
Are you going well?
Yeah, it went well, man. We collected. It was about
Oh,
550.
froze up on me.
Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I collected about 550, and then I didn't make shit off of YouTube, but I threw in what I made, and went out, bought toys, brought it down to the shelter. There was about 8 kids there, so we hooked up the 8 kids. Good, you know.
Oh, cool.
And then the rest of the toys to the United Way.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Yeah.
Real nice.
I mean, it's something little that I can do to try to make somebody else's day
Right.
better.
Yeah,
man.
for sure. Yep. Yeah, that's for sure. So what else you want to talk about?
RV Docs. Sally D lives 9 miles from me. Staxx. Him and a bunch of old guys hang out at the club his son has. I heard he's a great guy, man. So after you're in prison with Sammy. How long are you in prison with Sammy until you're able to go home? And what's that like, having a life sentence and then them telling you you're going home, man?
I was with Sally. I mean, not Sally. I was with Sammy for a couple years. That might have been his punk name. I don't know.
Jewish Schmiegel.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple years, and then getting out was incredible. You know, it's I'm glad that I did a lot of schooling. I'm glad that I was able to get out and you know pick myself up from being in prison, and I'm doing pretty good for myself. I'm pretty proud of myself where I'm at today.
How are you able to get out with a life sentence? Was it because of your cooperation with the
Because of the Angie Johnson case, they gave me a sentence reduction.
So you had to still spend quite a bit of time in prison
Yeah.
before you can be released.
Yeah, I think I did 14 more years.
14
Yeah.
more? Holy
Yeah, I think I cooperated in 2000 maybe, and got out in 2014 or 2015.
wow, man. Yeah, we're gonna do more episodes because there's a lot that I want to get into, peel the onion back, but I got a whole bunch of questions, man. I got them all written down. Everything's ready to go, bro.
All right. Well,
but we'll definitely make some more time. And
hopefully your people don't get sick of me though.
no, definitely not, man. You're a wealth of information, and I'm sure the people love this type of shit. They eat this up, man.
Oh, good.
They want to hear the real deal of what happened. They don't want to hear some bullshit, some old Schmiegel sitting back on a chair, farting, talking about some bullshit that never happened before.
Yeah.
I emptied the toilet in Supermax and talked through it because the toilets are not connected to anyone else's cells.
Yeah, he's
like, come on.
But you know what's funny is they go for it though. You know?
It's crazy, man. Just keep it real. It's
That's
just like
funny.
John A. Light and all these other guys that lie and like fabricate their stories. Just keep it real. Who cares that you weren't this crazy killer like you want people to believe? No one cares. You know?
Sorry, I'm moving around.
What's up, man?
My phone was dying, but I was looking at my computer I was going to look at all of Sammy's paintings that I got here at the house.
We got more. We got a lot more. If the thumbnail was expanded, it would be you over Reggie Cook good pizza.
What happened?
He said if the thumbnail was expanded, it would be you over a freshly cooked Brooklyn pizza with your hand like.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. I definitely could go for a Brooklyn pizza though.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
What are you doing for the holidays, man?
I am going to have some good food and be with family, and I got some gifts for some people, and I always enjoy watching people's faces when they get something that they're not expecting. So
Yeah.
that's about it. Then I'm working. I'll work tomorrow till 3 or 4, and then after Christmas dinner, we have a little brunch. I'll go to work for 3 or 4 hours, and I said I work about 7 days a week. I think I keep busy.
A lot too, man.
Yeah,
Constant.
yeah, me
It's
too.
it's the only way to be, man. Right?
Yeah. Well, I had one of my workers take my truck today to go pick up a dump trailer, and it got totaled. So,
Oh God, on the ice because of the ice.
no, I don't know what the deal was. I haven't even, I haven't even been up there to look at it or anything.
Oh man.
Everyone kept telling me you got to go on that show with Staxx, so I, dropped everything.
You had a guy crash the truck, and you chose to come on the show instead of go check out the crashed truck.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, you better go check that shit out, bro.
It's cold, man. It's 36 below right here.
The guy's probably flipped over in the ditch somewhere. You came on the show with Staxx instead of going to save the guy.
Nah, he's all right.
Oh man.
Just the truck got hurt. But so I'm gonna have to work. I'm gonna have to work overtime now.
Hey man, things like that are part of life, man. It's all about how you get through the situations you're dealt, right?
Yeah, they were surprised that I didn't go crazy and get on. But you know what? Listen, I ain't in prison no more. I mean, they can't throw nothing at me. No truck ain't nothing. I get a new one.
Yeah, people won't knock me off my rocker, bro. I'm on. When you're trying to do the right thing and you're making waves and you're doing things, there's always gonna be those side things that come in and try to block your way. Just gotta move around them, keep it moving.
Yeah, that's like this. I mean, listen, I don't give interviews. I don't talk to people about nothing. And it is what it is, and I just never talked about it. But I'm doing this because just one day I'm looking through these podcasts and there's Sammy the Bull, and I'm not kidding you. The first 30 seconds of hearing him, he had lied twice, and I'm thinking, man, this guy's crazy, man. And then I watched some more, and it's just like, it's ridiculous. I don't know what type of people would believe that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So
they have nothing to hold it to. They have nothing to compare it to. But now with these videos that we're making, they have something to go that's like tangible that they can watch and see. Like, this guy's telling us something else, that this isn't this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the facts are the fact. I mean, I'm not going to speak it unless I know it's factual and I can have something to back it up with. And I can back up the fact that he didn't paint those paintings. And I can back up everything I say, regarding Sammy the Bull. He's just a bullshit artist. He's so full of shit. All he's got to do to shut me down and make me out a liar is get on your show and get a little art easel out and do him a little drawing,
It's easy.
So he'll do a stick figure. He can't do a stick figure and draw a straight line. So, I mean, for him to take claim to some very nice artwork, like Cornfed's artwork is phenomenal. And to take credit for it is he's he is a piece of shit. He's just a straight dirtbag. And people that spend money and buy that, and thinking that it's really his artwork, they should demand their money back and sue them. You know, file a class action suit against him. You know, he's worth a few million. Take his money.
Sammy the art fraud.
Yeah. Sammy the fraud.
Definitely, man. But we're definitely going to have you on again. We're going to do another show and bring these people some more information. We'll get that to you guys as soon as possible.
All right. Good seeing you again, Staxx.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, for checking out this show. You guys are all great. And is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we go?
No, just wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Be safe out there.
Yeah, man. And I hope everyone has a great night. Be safe and happy holidays. Shout out to my sister and her new baby. I appreciate everyone who takes the time to watch this show. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Till next time. Peace. Thanks again, man.
Oh, you bet.